Welcome, fellow history enthusiasts, as we embark on a journey deep into the annals of time, a journey fueled by the enigmatic figures known as the Four Kings. Now, who exactly are these rulers? They occupy a curious space at the intersection of history and myth, representing not just the power of leadership, but the profound moral questions that accompany it. Imagine them, four titans amidst the chaos of shifting allegiances and epic battles, where authority and morality clash like swords in an age-old duel. Consider the tapestry of leadership woven throughout history. In the Western canon, figures like Charlemagne emerge, emblematic of chivalry and divine governance. But what does that really mean? Each of these kings embodies distinct virtues, a blend of courage, wisdom, and the heavy mantle of responsibility. They reflect not only their own times, but also the values we still grapple with today. What does it mean to lead? What are the moral dilemmas that accompany power? Let's pause and reflect on the time periods from which these kings emerged. Picture the Middle Ages, a landscape marked by political upheaval, territorial disputes, and social strife, a time when a king's authority was often justified by something grander, the divine right of kings. It was a bold notion, proclaiming that the monarch's power came directly from God, wrapping their reign in an aura of sanctity. This belief created a dichotomy: admiration for the ruler's might, and rebellion against the very system that upheld it. In many ways, these kings encapsulated the aspirations and failures of human ambition, a double-edged sword that can cut both ways. The evolution from absolute monarchy to modern governance presents a fascinating narrative arc. As we witness revolutions sweeping through Europe, the iron grip of kings started to falter. It was a pivotal moment in history when the cries for individual liberty began to echo louder than the trumpets of war. This transition beckoned new ideas about power, ideas that laid the groundwork for what we now recognize as democratic principles. The Four Kings, while icons of authority, inadvertently facilitated a conversation about the impact of power on the individual. Isn't it intriguing to think how their legacies continue to shape our understanding of leadership? But what is the significance of their stories? They transcend mere historical figures, inviting us to explore the ethical landscape of leadership. Each narrative urges us to ask critical questions. Are we to celebrate these kings for their accomplishments, or can we also acknowledge the systems of oppression they might have upheld? The age-old struggle between order and chaos finds its embodiment in their reigns. When we view kingship through a moral lens, we uncover the conflict between ethical obligations to serve the public and the often unscrupulous methods used to seize and maintain power. As their tales unfold, we see their influence spilling over into the very fabric of society. They don't just exist in dusty tomes. Their legacies permeate literature, art, and the human experience. Consider the striking representation of kingship in Shakespeare's plays, or the chivalric tales of medieval lore, narratives that delve into the human condition, illuminating our struggles with ambition, morality, and justice. The Four Kings have cast long shadows over modern democratic ideals, challenging us to critique how we perceive authority and governance. What about the modern leaders who echo their stories? The tension between authoritarianism and democratic ideals reverberates through our political fabric today. Are emerging political figures unwittingly mirroring the traits of these historical rulers? As we watch the dance of power unfold in our time, the lessons of the past resonate with startling clarity. The Enlightenment spurred a rethinking of power dynamics, brought forth by the perceived tyranny of kings. In this crucible of change, the Four Kings challenge us to interrogate our commitment to balance control with liberty. In closing, the philosophical musings surrounding the Four Kings propel us into profound reflections on human nature and ethics. Is an act justifiable if it leads to order? How do we define righteousness? These questions transcend mere historical discourse and loom large over contemporary discussions about leadership and accountability. Analyzing the actions of kings urges us to confront uncomfortable truths about the nature of power and the delicate social contracts that hold governance together. So, as we ponder the continuing relevance of the Four Kings, remember that their legacies serve as stark reminders of the multidimensional nature of authority. Within each story lies an invitation to reevaluate our values concerning leadership in a rapidly changing society. Perhaps, in understanding these ancient rulers, we can glean insights that not only enhance our comprehension of the past, but guide us toward a more thoughtful engagement with the future. Stay curious, my friends, as we examine the profound interplay of morality, power, and humanity. Until next time, keep questioning the narratives that shape our world.